Kal halal Yahbashim Shai, double honesty, apostle GMS, ownership offers of pushing this truth and sincerity. Alright, this is gonna be a relatively straightforward, quick video dealing with, you know, the this what they're calling the senseless violence, alright, within the United States and really throughout the four corners of the earth, man, because that's what the Most High, that's the spirit that the Most High is issuing forth, alright, to all of these different individuals out here, man. Okay, because the Most High is about division. We really, when you go into the scriptures are all about division, putting Israel out there on their own, on the top. Okay, not like how we are right now. You know, the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans being on the bottom of all of these different individuals and all of that, but really being on the top, man. Okay, and then now you got a situation where the Lord's gonna have it to where those same people are gonna be divided from amidst these people. Okay, but in so doing, you're gonna have insurrections, man. Okay, you're gonna have skirmishes popping all over the place, instrumented by the elite banking families. Okay, instrumented, but really by the Most High. So you can have things just pop off, man. And one thing I was thinking about, I really can't do a video on because YouTube's got these licensing laws and so on and so forth, right? But there's a good program called Lie to Me, man. And they went into it on one of their episodes on how group dynamics works in intense situations. Okay, so you had it to where there was a group, okay, that they were protesting, okay, but really the person that started it off, okay, because it's like an eye of a storm. I forget the exact terminologies, the exact psychological scientific terms for it, but there's always an instigator. Now what a lot of people don't focus in on is the people that are the cause, the catalyst of all of these so-called upheavals, man. Because people have been marching, and Jake is always marching. They like walking up and down as if that's gonna change something. But what you're gonna find out is a lot of them so-called violent clashes start off with one of them elite banking families paying off someone to set it all off, man. And that setup could be just as simple as someone falling down, okay, or someone sneezing, or just a small catalyst, okay, someone saying something, all right, and and they got it down to a science. When you go into into the what they call the soft sciences, psychology and all of that, they got it down to a science to where they could actually pinpoint, all right, the start of the riot and who caused it, man. And they showed you in that program. I quoted, but like I said, I can't use that because YouTube, they won't upload the video. But nevertheless, we'll get into this material that we got in front of me here, where it said, if senseless violence continues, America will be a total police state in no time. And that's exactly what they're going for. Okay, don't be informed into thinking that what they gonna try to do is stop all of this senseless fight. No, they're actually gonna escalate it, because in so doing, you got this void of order, okay, this absence of order that they're gonna play upon, having created that disorder, okay, because through that disorder they're gonna be able to. You gotta remember how these elites work, man, okay. And always remember how these elites work, and you're going to realize that they're the ones that benefit from all of this chaotic state, whether it's chaos within the European financial market, which, look, man, that's going to ricochet throughout all of the so-called common markets out there, all of the so-called big major global economic markets out there. That's going to ricochet throughout all of that, okay? And these British people got played at their own game, because they're supposed to be these smart asses and so on and so forth, but they allowed them to get proud into thinking that there still is, Great Britain, so-called Great Britain, all right, that ruled all of these, these different empires, man. Okay, when you're going back onto the Commonwealth and all of that, but you ain't that. So when they broke you apart from the so-called EU, which they're trying to do, really, they use the Brexit thing, it hasn't happened yet. But it has happened, so it's in the paperwork. But Britain, as far as the full stop is concerned, they're still in the process of exiting the European Union. But you can see how chaotic the so-called the global economic market has gotten to that, man. And that's all purposeful. Okay, that's all been done purposefully to create chaos, man. Okay. These elites will going they want to create chaos so you can accept, rather more you can ask them for a better way of living, man. And that better way of living is what they know as a so-called new world order, man. But see, the Mosai is gonna set up his new world order. That's what's gonna happen. Okay, so these elites ultimately are they're being played because they're working for Yahweh Shimi Al Shai, man. Because the Mosai, he's the one he's setting up a new world order, but it's not gonna be the elite banking families, the Edomites are gonna be on top. Okay, it's gonna be the factor that everybody forgets about, and I mention this in every video that I do. That really the major player in all of these wars is the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, man, the real Israelites. Okay, and everybody's forgotten about them, but Yahweh Shimi Al Shai hasn't forgotten about them. So it says, if senseless violence continues, America will be a total police state, and that's spoken about within the scriptures in the book of Senseless, the 15th chapter. You can check that out, and Mark the 13th chapter. You know, sedition among men. Those are all the beginnings of soul, you know, the signs that the Most High set forth as an indicator that it's time to get right with the Most High. Okay, all right, He's coming back soon. Okay, those were the indicators, man. That's the best way to put it. Those were the indicators. So it says the math, okay, of mass shootings, and this is from the Washington Post. It says Orlando nightclub, 50 killed in a domestic terror incident of gay club. Okay, gunmen identified. So this is an old article. Okay, published on June the 13th, 2016. There's actually been recent. If you're watching this and you're watching it, I don't know, a month from now or whatever. Okay, and you never knew about this information. Really, there's been more shootings, and but this is the best. This is the best article I found because it lists all of those from the beginning of the year. It's unfortunate that they actually didn't write it now, so they can include the more recent uprisings that you had out there in Dallas, Texas. Okay, so I'm not in any way negating that. That's still a factor. It's just that this article was written before that was happening out there in Dallas. Okay, it says the death toll change. Right, the places really it should be the death tolls. Oh, rather more, yeah, it is death toll change. The death tolls change. The places change. 9 in the church, 23 in a restaurant, and 26 in an elementary school, and 49 in the nightclub. And I forget how many people were injured in Dallas thing. I really don't. I'm pretty sure the brothers out there in Dallas, Texas, did their thing on that. And I was watching some of the material they were saying, and really and I agree with what the brothers at Dallas, Texas were saying, that they really did that really to home in on the Hebrew Israelites, man, because I believe that was like round the corner to where they set up camp at. Okay, it says the faces in the memorial photos changed. It says, but the weapons are the common denominator. All right, and that's an important statement as well, because they are also implementing these gun control laws, and that in itself, the gun control laws is gonna have it to where you might even have an actual civil war because of those gun control laws. Because you got the people out there, the patriots out there, okay, that the kind of individual that calls a good weekend a hunting weekend. What do you think he's gonna do with those guns, man? You think he's gonna freely give them up? Okay, so they're using these niggas, these Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, the wicked ones, really, to set up all of these upheavals and all of that, man. All right, all of this civil unrest and all of that, and really the people that that so-called love their guns and so-called use them responsibly, quote unquote, they're gonna be the ones that are gonna be holding on to their so-called weaponry, man, because they feel that that's a civil right. Because how they going and think about it this way, they got their guns for what? All right, one for sport, but really, if something goes down, whether that's against the government, they feel like that's a means of empowerment, man. So that's gonna just ricochet into a whole that could set up a civil war just in itself, man. All right, it says mass killings in the United States are most often carried out with guns, usually handguns, mostly obtained and it says most of them obtained legally. It says there's no universal acceptance definition for a mass shooting, and different organizations use different criteria. In this piece, we look at the deadliest cases beginning at August 1996, and so on and so forth. So they're dealing with what 869 victims, but I use that as corroborating evidence to really go into this article. Now nitpick a little pieces and points like I do all the time. Once you read these articles, the header, You get the very main gist of it. Okay, so I'm not gonna bore you with reading stuff that you can go up and look up on your own. So I'll get the gist of it. So it says, as soon as I saw the video, as soon as I saw the video of the Alton Sterling shooting on Wednesday, and if they're calling this Wednesday, and this was written on the 10th of June, today is 10th of July, today's the 12th of July. We're talking about, last week. Okay. All right, and it says, and I had a very, very bad feeling about where this was headed. Here are a few key warnings and suggestions I've provided. It says, increasingly, the general public is coming to the very unpleasant realization that they live in a corporate oligarchy. Okay, and it says, in which they are subjects rather than citizens. All right, that's true. Okay, and it says, the more they are pushed into a corner, the sooner they will lash out. Right, in all sorts of ways. It says the general level, the generational level revolts I anticipate have been a long time coming. Okay, let's put that into layman's terms, man. The things that are coming to where dudes is gonna be fighting up against, a man that's been issued by, government issued, Joe. Okay, this dude is saying that's been a long time coming, man. Okay, it says largely white America, as well as the inner city communities populated mostly by minorities. The key things we still all bear in mind going into the turbulent times ahead is that we are all in this together. Okay, so they'll be in this thing together right up until the elites have it to where what? You haven't got no foods. Yeah, right, foods. You haven't got no food coming to them different shops you got out there, man. And that's when you really gonna see even more divide. So you're gonna have a divide against government, which is what you know as a civil war. Then you're gonna have a divide in terms of cultures, okay, which is spoken about within the scriptures, where it talks about a neighbor's gonna desire to go in his neighbor's house, and you're gonna be looking for food in that place, man. And it says food, man, right? For a lack of bread, okay, right? What's a synonym for bread? It's food, man, okay. Right, so when you get to where these people are rising up against their government, you really think these different government bodies gonna have it to where the mass trucks that bring in food from out of the country are gonna be continuing, and then they're gonna be feeding you? They ain't gonna do that, man. Okay, and the minute you got it to where you got a famine, which really, if you want to get technical, you're always in a famine because you don't grow anything. Okay. Right, you actually just import all your food. You actually don't make any food, so it's actually gonna be worse for you, because at least a famine you could damn near foresee, man. Okay, it hasn't been raining for X amount of time. Maybe we should slow down eating all of this grain. All right, here it is. You've been bringing in all your food from all of these different countries and that. Now you got it to where you got a civil unrest and a civil war impending. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it's most likely that it's gonna happen. All the right key ingredients are there for it. Okay, and the scriptures do speak about what's known as civil unrest, sedition. Okay, so that it could be alluding to that, man. Okay, but the fact of the matter is this: one of these people, when they call themselves all in this together, that's a partial term. When you have food, when you have no food, you see how much Jose Jorge likes John. Okay, you see how much Tyrone likes damn Jose himself, man. There'll be sedition even a Miss Jakes, man. Okay, there's only gonna be unity within the men of the Lord, man. Okay, among the men of the Lord, rather. It says another key variable as to whether the forthcoming rebellions result in a positive change will revolve around what form they take. Okay, he says, when I say civil unrest, I'm well aware that this likely means some degree of violence, looting. However, some such expression of frustration will do far more harm than good. Okay, we must recognize that as it stands, the status quo has no actual legitimacy. It says, and therefore can only succeed if able to portray the abused public as the bad guys. All right, and sells us the idea that the United States government is the only thing standing between the U.S. and the violent mobs. Okay, so read between the lines, you can pretty much figure out what it's saying there. All right, and he says, and you want to win if you want to win this battle, and they're calling it a battle, man. God damn. All right, you need to be smart. Winning hearts, all right, minds, and the general public is absolutely critical, and you shouldn't it shouldn't be difficult in an environment, right, in which the establishment discredits itself on a daily basis. Okay, so it says here, while we don't know who the police murderers in Dallas were, okay, which is what I mentioned a little earlier ago, it says on all their motivations, we do know one thing, that their actions is unquestionable and has several very counterproductive, dangerous outcomes. It says further divide the country in general, further the already wide distrust, right? Distrust between police and the general public. That's important. Okay, and it's increased the likelihood of more violence and an eventual imposition of a total police state. And I think that's probably the best place to leave it off. So you can check, you can check out the rest of the article for yourself. Hopefully this was of edification or enlightenment or whatever. Okay, all praise unto Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Double honesty, apostle GMS. Ownership of us that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.